The Rugrats is a series we just can't seem to get rid of. When the original Rugrats ended, we got a glimpse of the babies in their preteen years and Rugrats all grown up. When that concluded, the Rugrats scene went quiet for over a decade, until the premiere of the Rugrats reboot on Paramount Plus this year, 2021. Rugrats keeps reappearing due to its popularity, with 3 films and tons of merch and games. I'm pretty sure a very lengthy book could be written with all sorts of interesting facts and history of the show. In this video, I'll be tackling 5 facts you may not have known about the Rugrats.
I got lots of stuff to tell you about.
Number 1. Craig Bartlett created Cynthia. You may be asking to yourself, who's Cynthia?
Cynthia, she's a really cool dancer, Cynthia.
Just kidding there. Most people who have seen Rugrats probably know that Cynthia was Angelica's doll. But some people may not be aware that Craig Bartlett was the creator of another popular Nicktoon, Hey Arnold. Before his work on Hey Arnold, he worked on Rugrats in season 1 and 2. He actually wrote the first official Rugrats episode, Tommy's First Birthday. And of course, the episode where Cynthia was introduced, Grand Canyon. If you need more confirmation that he created Cynthia, look no further than his Instagram page. In a post, he states, "I came up with Cynthia for the Rugrats episode, Grand Canyon. I wanted Angelica to have someone to talk to." That's a pretty impressive accolade considering the popularity of Cynthia. She was practically a supporting character on the Rugrats. Angelica was known to be mean and bossy to the babies and attempting to get her way with the adults. But with Cynthia, Angelica was able to talk to her like a friend, so I guess Craig was right in her needing someone to talk to. Number 2. Charlotte Pickles appeared on a magazine. Out of all the Rugrats stars, you would think maybe only the main babies like Tommy or Chuckie would appear on a magazine cover. But you may be surprised to know Charlotte Pickles and her daughter Angelica appeared on the cover of a magazine. Charlotte is the mother of Angelica and is well known for being a workaholic and always having her cell phone to her ear, talking with her assistant Jonathan. Apparently, the folks over at Working Mother magazine got wind of this, and this leads me to the magazine cover. The mother and daughter duo were on the cover of the July-August 2000 cover of Working Mother magazine. The title of the issue was, "Is This Who We Are? Primetime Dits or Cartoon Cliche? TV Moms Don't Look Much Like You." The article that highlighted the topic was Invisible Moms. As you would imagine, the article touched on the then state of working moms on television. The article discussed how there are no realistic portrayals of working moms on television today. One quote from the article reads, "On other shows such as MTV's Daria and Nickelodeon's Rugrats, the working moms aren't just peripheral, they're downright scary. Exaggerated caricatures of me-first executives who are addicted to their cell phones. Cheap laugh roles that used to be reserved for men." The article went on to say that Charlotte is an abrasive, overachieving businesswoman whose daughter Angelica is an intractable brat. Charlotte's cell phone teens are permanently attached to her hand, and of course her husband is a wimp.
Hear your pain.
You're breaking my arm because I can't reach your neck.
The article did give some light to a more positive portrayal, discussing the mom on the wild thornberries being a nature documentarian. Number 3. Susie almost had a spin-off. Susie Carmichael was a very special character in the Rugrats. She was the same age as Angelica, but of course not as mean. She often stood up for the babies and was not afraid to oppose Angelica. She also had a fun and successful family. In the Rugrats episode, A Rugrats Kwanzaa, the Carmichael family celebrates Kwanzaa with their great aunt T. Apparently, this episode was intended to be a pilot for the Carmichaels. The plot was supposed to follow Susie and her family after they moved to Atlanta to live with Grandma Carmichael and help run the family restaurant. Of course, this series never came to be. According to the unofficial Rugrats website, there was a pretty logical reason behind this. Susie was a part of Rugrats All Grown Up, the short-lived preschool days, and the original Rugrats. If they were to do a spin-off, her character would be moving to Atlanta, and the creators behind Rugrats didn't want Susie to be missing from these shows. The Carmichaels would have came out as early as the 1999 to 2000 television season. I love Susie's character, but I'm really curious how that would have worked out. Would Susie still have been 3 years old? Who would have been the main cast? Would there have been more babies? Who would have been the target audience? Lots of questions there, but it's pretty cool to know Susie almost had a spin-off. Number 4. The Rugrats was in 3D. In September of 1997, Nickelodeon had a special event going on called Knuckle Vision. From the week of September 22nd to the 28th, Nickelodeon played a new episode of a different show, and some of the scenes from the shows were in 3D. The particular episode of Rugrats that premiered in 3D was Dust Bunnies. The official description reads as follows. As the Pickles do some house cleaning, Angelica convinces Chuckie and Tommy that the large piles of dust under the furniture are actual dust bunnies that come to life and hop around like other bunnies do. Stepping away from the Rugrats, Knuckle Vision was a collaboration between Nick and Kraft. You could get the goggles in Lunchables or cereal. Apparently the block was extremely successful. According to Kids Screen, the promo delivered extremely lucrative results. The director of marketing for Kraft says her company experienced a 16% merchandising increase and its incremental volume grew 4%. Nickelodeon's ratings jumped up 26%. In fact, 1 in 3 kids in the US tuned in to Knuckle Vision at some point during that promo. Pretty impressive, and apparently, that episode of Rugrats, Dust Bunnies, was really creepy, so it must have been a pretty cool experience to witness that in 3D.
Knuckle Vision is on the air.
I got the couch.
Man, someone in this room is a couch hog.
Hey, where you going?
Oh, somewhere.
Number 5. Chuckie's mom's background story was not originally defined. Chuckie's mom was noticeably missing from the early seasons of Rugrats until we learned about what happened to her in the Rugrats episode Mother's Day. In that episode, we learned that Melinda died of a sudden terminal illness shortly after Chuckie's birth. In an interview with Entertainment Weekly, we learned from Rugrats co-creator Paul Germain that where Chuckie's mom was unclear from the beginning. Originally, they just did Chuckie's dad, but didn't want to do a mom to avoid having an extra character. There was no real thought put into it until later. As time went on, they wanted to give a reason on the absence. The 2 standard options were divorce and death. Initially, they decided on divorce. They talked it over with Nickelodeon, and Nick thought that was too heavy for a kids show. They brought up the alternative and got the same reaction. It wasn't until after the first 65 episodes after Paul left the show with his writers that we saw the Mother's Day episode. Understandably, Paul Germain was a little hurt that they were able to do the storyline once the show was out of his hands. But at least we got to see the story of Chuckie's mother, one of the most emotional episodes of the series. That's all the main facts for this video. Interested in another? Well, it's about Calf Susie. She voiced Phil and Lil, but it may come as a surprise that she voiced another popular character on the Rugrats, Betty DeVille, Phil and Lil's mom. But that's not all. Calf Susie was on a bunch of shows. Think of a cartoon you like? She probably voiced one of the characters. She has credits on shows from Cat Dog to As Told by Ginger to Recess. Would you believe? She even voiced Helga's mom on Hey Arnold. That's all for this video. Did you know any or all of these facts? Leave a comment down below and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.